show the whole world what we're all about. We the girls with a passion for fashion.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be the Bratz challenge. I've been seeing this all over Instagram and I just thought it was really fun, and I kind of like the way that the Bratz, just their makeup is, like with the big eyes, big lips and everything. So I just thought that I would recreate one of the pictures that I saw. I will link the person's Instagram that I found the picture from down in the description box. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And I mean, come on, if you played with Bratz dolls when you were younger, you definitely wanted to be one, and I know that I wanted to be Chloe. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you in my next one. So Bratz dolls definitely have porcelain perfect skin, so I'm using the Tatcha Silk Canvas primer, and I'm just going to put that all over my skin, mainly focusing it on the forehead and the T-zone. And next, for foundation, I'm going to be using the Dior Forever foundation, and apparently my camera did not want to focus on this. I'm in the color 020, and I absolutely love this foundation. This is my second bottle, so I know when I repurchase a foundation, then I really love it. So yeah, I'm just buffing this all over my skin with my Morphe foundation brush. This is nothing new, nothing special, but I just wanted to include this in the video. Next, I'm going to fill in my brows, and I'm using the Benefit Precisely My Brow Pencil. I would have ideally used a shade lighter to copy the picture more, but I didn't have one, and my eyebrow hairs are pretty pigmented anyway, so going lighter might have not even done anything. But what I'm doing is I'm kind of lifting up the tail a little bit. So I'm filling it in a little bit different than usual. I'm raising the tail just so my eyebrows appear a little bit more higher up on my head, and that's going to give the illusion of bigger eyes as well. So next I am going to be cleaning up the bottom of my brow just to cover up my real tail of my eyebrow. This just makes a subtle difference, but it does kind of lift the eyebrows up a little bit and give a little bit more lid space. Next, I'm moving on to the eyes, and I'm going in with this shade from the Jaclyn Hill palette. It's just a little bit darker than my skin tone. I didn't want the crease of this eye to be too light or too dark, so I'm just going for a little bit more of a neutral shade, not too warm or cool either. And I'm putting this right above where my normal crease is, because you know that Bratz dolls have really big eyes, so we are going for a little bit of a more blended out dramatic look. Then I'm going in with the Anastasia eyeshadow in the shade Deep Plum, and I'm packing this all over my lid. Normally the Bratz dolls have like cut creases, but this picture actually she had like a smoky eye. So that's kind of what I'm doing here, and I'm making sure to keep the shape of it, kind of winging it out and making sure to bring the eye up. That's going to make it look a little bit more almond shape and appear a little bit larger. As you can see, I'm really focusing on the shape of my eyeshadow. I'm going in with a little bit of a darker brown shade, and I'm just going to start making the shape of the eyeshadow in a triangle on the outer corner and really bringing that up. I'm also taking some purples to incorporate those in, and I'm putting that mainly on the outer corner, and I'm not focusing a lot of eyeshadow on the inner corner, again because we want that almond shaped eye, so we want most of the product to be on that outer corner. I'm taking this creamy concealer from the Huda Beauty Nude palette, and I'm just putting this on the inner corner of my eye, and the reason why I'm doing that is because my eyes are kind of small, so I just wanted to open them up a little bit, so doing this is just going to create the illusion of a wider eye. Then I'm going to conceal underneath my eyes and clean up the edge of my eyeshadow, so I'm just using the Too Faced Born This Way concealer and putting that in a triangle shape underneath my eye, and also making sure to bring that right on the edge of that eyeshadow just to clean it up and make sure everything is lifted and it doesn't kind of droop the eyeshadow at all. And I'm just blending out my concealer with my damp Morphe sponge. As I've said before, I like this a little bit better than the Beauty Blender. I did set my concealer with the Hourglass Veil Translucent Powder, and I just didn't put it in the video just because we know that we set our concealer. This is not the first makeup tutorial. And then I'm going to do a little bit of a wing on the outer corner. Again, this is just going to lift that eye up and give us more of that almond shape. And ideally, if I didn't have lash extensions, I would just kind of do outer corner lashes because that would really make your eyes look almond shape. But I have lash extensions, so we couldn't do that. Then I'm just going to bronze the skin using my Anastasia bronzer in the shade Saddle. And I'm just going to bronze all over. I'm not really contouring because they don't have a really strong contour. And then I am cleaning up my bronzer line with a little bit of my powder, but I'm not completely carving it out like I normally do. I'm just kind of hitting the backs of the cheekbone just to clean up the bronzer a little bit. And then I'm dusting that away right away. We don't want it to sit too long. We're not baking or anything. And then I'm going to use the KKW Beauty Brightening Powder in the shade 1. And I'm just going to take my damp sponge and put that underneath my eye. This is a go-to in my makeup routine recently. It's not necessarily for the Bratz challenge, but I've just really been liking this step. It kind of blends your bronzer together and makes it really seamless. Then I'm going to go in with NARS Orgasm Blush. She didn't have a lot of like cheek colors on, but I just thought that it added to the look a little bit. And I'm making sure to put it higher up on my cheekbones than I normally do, and that's just going to give us that doll-like appearance. Next, with the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette, I'm taking the middle shade and I'm going to contour my nose. I'm just using a Anastasia brush that comes in all of her eyeshadow palettes, and I'm just going to contour my nose with that. I'm not doing anything too crazy, but Bratz dolls have very extremely small noses, so we definitely cannot skip the nose contour for this look. I don't always contour my nose, but when I do, this is a trick that I like to do. And I'm just taking some translucent powder and putting it right on the sides of the bronzer. And it's just going to kind of clean it up a little bit. And then I don't let it sit for too long. I dust it right away. Then I'm going to take that same deep plum shade and I'm going to put that on the outer corner of my lower lash line. I'm not bringing it in too far. And that's just going to, again, ensure that we keep our eyes super wide and open. And then I'm just putting a little bit of black liner on the inner tear duct of my eye. Again, just making the eyes a little bit bigger. For mascara, I'm just putting some on the bottom outer corner of the lower lash line. I don't want any darkness on the inner corner of my eye. I'm taking that same KKW Beauty Brightening Powder and putting that on my lower lash line on the inner corner. And then I'm putting some rhinestones right underneath my eye as the Bratz doll does in the picture. I just put those on with some lash glue, and then I'm going to shade around the little gem with a little bit of a dark brown eyeshadow. Moving on to lips, this is what makes the look, and I'm really heavily overlining my lips, and Bratz dolls have really rounded lips, so I'm kind of drawing over my cupid's bow and making sure to get rid of your little cupid's bow that you have, and just making your lips super pouty, super big, and super round. I'm using the Kylie Cosmetics lip liner in the shade Kylie, and then I'm also using a Maybelline lipstick in the shade 535. In real life, if I was going to be wearing this look, I would blend in the lipstick with the lip liner, but in the picture she has a very distinct lip line, so I'm just going to kind of leave it a little bit unblended. And then to kind of create the pop art 3D effect and kind of make the lips look a little bit shiny, I'm taking a NYX white eyeliner and I'm drawing little highlights on the lips. I'm just doing one on the bottom and two on the top. The key to doing this is to not make them too perfect and have them be different shapes. So when you look at this from far away, it's going to make my lips look bigger, and it's also going to make it look like I have a little bit of a gloss on, and I don't. So I'm just highlighting my cheekbones with some Anastasia highlighter. And then to finish off this look, I am just going to draw some lower lashes and some upper lashes just to kind of make them a little bit more 3D and doll-like. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you in my next one.